Welcome to Hero Club.
I'm Nick Williams.
And I'm George Primavera.
George and I started playing Dungeons & Dragons with our buddies in college, and we haven't stopped since. Even when we lived on opposite coasts, I would Skype in George on the TV in the living room of my apartment,
while I would DM from the floor of my bathroom so as not to wake up my roommate. When I finally came out to Los Angeles, we started playing with our friends right away.
And when we'd inevitably tell other people about the ultimate betrayals and daring heroics that happened in our games, we realized that they were just hearing a jumbled mess instead of the cinematic blockbuster memories that were in our heads. We wanted to show people how fun and immersive D&D can be, especially those who had never played.
And to do that, we record a full game like normal around the table and then painstakingly cut it down from 4 hours to a clean, math-free episode, so you can experience our memories the way we do.
Just like in a real game, nothing is ever written or planned out ahead of time with the players. The only things we add are music and sound effects.
I am the Dungeon Master. I build the world and the framework for an adventure. The players, like Nick, must then journey through the obstacles I set before them, rolling a 20-sided die and adding character-specific bonuses to see if they succeed. If they beat the number I have in my head, then their action is successful. If not, it is a failure, and there may be consequences. We try to follow the rules of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition as close as we can, but as the Dungeon Master, what I say goes, and there are some things I like to do differently.
Each season is its own contained story, so find one that sounds interesting to you and start from the top. And hey,
welcome to the club.
Hero Club presents Boss, DM'd by Gabe Greenspan. Please enjoy.
The only man who is called the boss is shining like a star. He smashes through your trials, fools, like glasses in a bar. The only man who is called the boss is soaring across the sky. You wanna push your luck, he'll fucking punch you in the eye. The last thing you see before you die is Bravus, the universal man. Bravus, there ain't no better hero than Bravus. Seatbelts, put him on your van. He'll kick your ass because he can. Your girlfriend is his biggest fan, who's serving up your early pension plan. Bravus boss!
He said I had to. He said he'd kill me if I didn't. I'm so sorry.
Spit it out! What? Who?
And just then, the boss's office comes out of work. There is no desert planet. In fact, the only planet you can see through the front display of the ship is small and turquoise, covered almost completely with thick white clouds. But even that is almost entirely blocked by a giant dreadnought ship, hovering just a little ways ahead of you, and a collection of small, perfectly spherical fighter ships encircled around it.
Glug-Glug! Try warp jug!
That's right, Glug-Glug. Plutonians.
Plutonians! Todd, did you and Bravus boss not bloody your weapons upon the barbarian king himself when last you met?
I thought we did, but Bravus, you killed him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I killed him. That sounds like something I would do.
Wait, so this guy has no money? Can we kill him?
I was thinking the same thing!
Please, no.
Hold on, guys, hold on. Maybe let's just figure out what kind of situation we're in first. And then if it's bad, we can throw him out the airlock, yeah.
Well, do you have any useful information for us other than the fact that you set us up?
Yes, I do. I know all of the weapons inside the ship. I know exactly how you could get in and stop it. In fact, there's an entrance port off the right.
And suddenly, the Fenorian's head explodes.
Oh, man.
Kragg is covered in mustard yellow viscera.
Oh!
A red indicator light flashes as a hail comes through your communication system.
Oh!
All right, let's hit this message before Kragg goes into a bloodlust. Hello, this is Todd speaking.
And a large, sallow face with orange skin appears on the monitors.
Gazek Ravesvolv's deep-set golden eyes widen with hateful recognition at the sight of Bravus Boss. No longer wearing his spacesuit, we can see that his entire body is made up of disproportionate, asymmetrical, rippling muscles. Some parts larger than they should be, some parts smaller than they should be. All the telltale trademark of Plutonian mutation. The cybernetic respiratory implant in his neck almost resembles a metal set of gills.
Bravus Boss, I have searched long and far to find you. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, you know what? You're not ringing any bells.
I am Gazek, son of Throsbeard, barbarian prince of Osgalaba.
Oh, cool. So who is that?
You do not remember crossing weapons with a Plutonian?
You know what? Todd, did I get into anything with a Plutonian?
Yeah, we were just talking about that, like literally 15 seconds ago.
Todd, I'm doing a bit. It's a bit, man.
Oh, well, give me a wink or something, come on.
Okay, wink. Bravus winks at Todd, wink. All right, come on, let's do this. Let's stir him up.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that guy you said?
Who's your daddy again?
Silence!
He just said the barbarian prince of Alkalaba, son
Kragg,
of the barbarian.
Kragg.
My name is Kragg.
Kragg, thank you for that. Yeah, I remember your dad.
Gazek seethes with fury.
Bravus Boss, the Plutonians do not have many rules. Mostly, the order of the day is take what you want, defend what you have. That includes one's reputation. To allow any kind of attack, whether physical or upon one's name or the reputation of their house, it projects weakness. And for Plutonian survival, it is imperative that weakness be rooted out. So, Bravus Boss, I have come to end you and avenge my father.
Great. Sounds like, we've got our own things that we're doing.
If your compatriots agree
Todd,
to stand aside, I will
hang up?
only
Can you just hang up?
keep them
Todd
as
hangs
slaves.
up.
No, wait.
Todd presses the communication line and it immediately goes dead.
Okay, should I fire up the red meta engine and get the heck out of here?
Yeah, I would, honestly, if there's no credits in it for us.
All right, yeah, pass, right?
Right.
We need to do this.
And we're on the same page, right?
Not even 1 moment later, the communication button is flashing again.
Glug-Glug, try warp chug. Glug-Glug slams their hand down onto the button.
You insolent fool!
Oh, hi!
Were you not listening to a word I was saying?
Sorry, who are you?
I was in the middle of challenging you to single
Todd hits mute.
Alera sighs and flicks a chunk of yellow brain matter off of the beanbag. These are billable hours, boss.
Well, I mean, only if you're working.
The purple veins in Alera's face grow darker as her black eyes stare into the middle distance.
For the third time, the flashing red light illuminates the communication deck.
Oh, looks like somewhere in there he hung up and he's calling back now.
First, let's see a show of hands. Who wants to deal with this?
Kragg raises one hand into the air.
My fate is as one of the Blooded One's war dogs in his eternal hunt. It does appear to me that the Prince of Barbarians could give me that sweet gift.
All right, so we got one with Kragg. All right, Alera.
Kragg!
Well, usually princes have like treasure and stuff to steal, so maybe we could kill him and take everything he has.
Hold on, sorry, that beeping's killing me. Let me put that on silent.
Glug-Glug, actually answer that real quick.
Glug-Glug, try warp chug.
Sure. I hope that's answer it.
Glug-Glug slams the button again.
Bravus boss.
Okay, all right.
Bravus
Yeah.
boss.
Okay, yes, I understand. You're very upset. I understand. We're discussing whether or not it's worth really dealing with you right now. Do you mind just giving us a minute?
The skulls of your compatriots
Of course.
will decorate
Yes.
my throne room.
And honestly, that would be a beautiful decoration.
You, Bravus
applaud
boss,
that.
will be reduced to atoms.
Ooh.
There will not be a trace left.
And you.
Thanks, Todd.
Well, I was just saying that, if he's a prince, usually princes have a lot of money, so we could just, kill him and take his treasure and go, and then this would have been worth something.
Okay, yes, that is the best point made so far.
Thank you.
Todd, what do you think? Any downsides to this?
I was pretty firmly in the we get out of here camp, and Alera brings up a really good point. We've not paid any docking fees for any of our usual places, and also tank of gas is running low. We could use, we haven't pulled a job in a while. This is sort of conveniently timed.
A tachyon blast from the dreadnought rocks the boss's office, interrupting the conversation.
25 damage.
Bringing the ship's integrity down to 275 points.
Okay, I'm going down to the engine.
Yeah. Let's just get this jerk. Come on. Everyone to your stations.
And as the massive dreadnought, the Doom Herald, starts its advance, the crew scatters to their positions.
Gozik turns and gives an order to his gunner.
Fire!
And another massive beam of energy explodes forth from the Doom Herald.
26.
As Glug-Glug sees the beam fire from the Doom Herald, they slam their fist into a button with a post-it note labeled shield.
And a semi-translucent barrier appears around the boss's office. However, the tachyon beam fired from the Doom Herald is strong enough to pierce through it. The boss's office takes 34 damage, bringing it down to 241 points of structural integrity.
No! Glug-Glug! Try warp jump!
Kragg, in his bucket seat looking up at a massive wall of screens, swipes his hands around, attempting to optimally position the ship for attack.
Kragg, roll a survival check.
13.
Kragg is able to lock on to the Doom Herald, giving advantage to the next shot from the boss's office.
Ah, man. This guy has no chill, does he? Bravus boss, stumbling to his fate, rushes to his captain's chair, sliding as if he was an 80s cop across the floor, then vaulting over the top of the chair into his captain's position. Let's move this bad boy. And Bravus pushes on the thrusters, headed towards the dreadnought.
The boss's office begins to tear forward, but is still a good ways away from the Doom Herald. Close enough to engage by tachyon beam, but only at long range.
All right, engage tachyon beam.
A large laser turret descends from the bottom of the boss's office and begins to power itself up. A lava lamp-like substance pulses within, glowing a deep purple as the gun begins to charge, ready for an attack.
Positioning herself in the gunner's chair, Alera looks from gun to gun, deciding on the big-ass button labeled tachyon beam. Okay, here we go. And she slams down on it.
Alera, roll your attack.
14.
The beam engages and shoots out toward the dreadnought, but as it does, a similar shielding mechanism springs up around the massive ship, and the beam is deflected off.
Ugh, damn it.
Todd emerges coughing from steam that has erupted down in the engine room.
All right, buddy, let's see if we can fix this.
Todd engages his utility belt. The robotic arm emerges once more, and he attempts to fix some of the damage done to the boss's office.
Todd, roll a technology check with advantage thanks to the help from your steel defender.
27. Todd repairs the boss's office for 19 points of structural integrity,
bringing it up to 260 points of structural integrity.
Glug-Glug turns back to the rest of the crew,
Glug-Glug, try warp jug!
grabs a hold of the tiny co-pilot's wheel, and turns it back and forth violently, attempting an evasive maneuver.
The boss's office, on a direct path towards the Doom Herald, is suddenly yanked to the side, but Glug-Glug's erratic movements will make the ship harder to hit. The 6 perfectly round fighter ships surrounding the dreadnought engage. All of them dash forward, far exceeding the speed of the Doom Herald or the boss's office, fanning out as they approach the ship. the Doom Herald lurches forward, moving much slower than the other ships, but definitely advancing. As it does, another beam charges and fires from the front of the ship.
3.
Due to Glug-Glug's movements, the boss's office is able to easily avoid the blast.
Snarf this!
Kragg hops out of his bucket seat and sprints towards Alera in the gunner position, jamming himself next to her in the second seat.
Move over.
And immediately commandeering the turret gun and firing.
You actually smell so bad.
Thank you! It is the musk of my people!
Kragg, make your attacks at disadvantage thanks to Glug-Glug's evasive maneuvers.
Dirty 20.
Hit.
12.
And a miss.
18 damage.
The gunfire strafes across the helm of one of the fighter ships rocketing towards you, and it pulls up, trying to avoid the damage, but still taking a heavy hit.
Alera, are you ready for this? I think you have what it takes. Come on, use that pretty face of yours. Let's engage that beam! And Bravus Boss gives a bardic inspiration to Alera.
Wow, he called me pretty. I am inspired to violence.
Bravus continues to hold the thrusters and move closer to the Doom Herald.
Rolling her cold black eyes, Alera slams on the button once again. 5.
And another shot goes way wide.
Down in the engine room, Todd sees a pipe burst about 8 feet high right along the ceiling.
Oh, crap.
Activates his rocket boots just for a moment to get up to the problem.
Okay, let's try this.
Todd, make another technology check.
31.
Success.
Todd repairs the boss's office for another 19 points of structural integrity,
bringing the total up to 279 points.
Glug-Glug continues their evasive maneuvers, jerking back and forth.
Glug-Glug, try warp jag!
The 6 Plutonian fighter ships engage. 4 of them try to fire on the boss's office, while 2 of them instead fly alongside the ship, tentacle-like extensions emerging from their helms as they grasp onto the ship itself. Todd, give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
You begin to see a red-hot line cut itself along the outside of the ship. It is clear they are trying to board you.
Guys, we got a problem down here.
However, thanks to the boss's office shields and Glug-Glug's evasive maneuvers, none of the other ships are able to find purchase with their turret guns. In the midst of the fighting, another call comes through on the communications.
Bravus Boss hits the button. All right, buddy, what do you got to say?
It is no use, Bravus Boss. You and your friends are nothing more than apes throwing rocks at the sun.
And the Doom Herald fires another tachyon beam and advances. 22.
The beam rips into the boss's office, doing 29 damage and bringing the ship down to 250 points of structural integrity.
Come on! Oh, my back!
Kragg wheels the turret on 2 of the round ships lashed onto the boss's office.
Kragg, make your attacks.
15.
Miss.
11.
Miss. The angle at which the turret gun currently stands is not meant to fire on something so close to the ship. And Kragg, even with your great strength, you can't crank it far enough.
Bravus gives a bardic inspiration to Glug-Glug. You know, I'm not unimpressed by those tentacles on that ship. I like a strong grip, but not when they're trying to get inside me. Anyway, you guys got this. And Bravus engages the beam yet again like the fucking boss that he is.
Ah, your beard hair got in my mouth.
You're welcome. It is the formal greeting of my people.
Alera pushes the button one more time. 3.
Even though the shot is lined up perfectly, the laser diffuses harmlessly against the shields of the Doom Herald.
Maybe somebody else should be doing this.
Don't get down on yourself, Alera. You got it.
Todd sees the hole being cut into the ship's hull, pulls down a mask, an acetylene torch kicks on with a red matter battery, and he attempts to reseal the hole as it's being cut, tracing along the red-hot circumference.
Nope. Let's get that back up. Hell no, not coming on my ship.
29.
Todd is easily able to trace over the lines he can see coming into the ship, and for the moment, has warded off some of the attackers trying to intrude.
Nice work, Todd. The best protection a man could ask for.
Glug-Glug continues their evasive maneuvers.
Glug-Glug, try warp chug!
The boss's office hurls erratically around the sky, making it more difficult for the Plutonians to fire on it, but they will attempt. Only one of the Plutonian ships is able to hit, doing 18 piercing damage. However, a hit that small is not enough to actually impact the ship, and the ship instead takes no damage, thanks to its damage threshold. The crew suddenly feels a heavy tug from the back of the ship as a small section near the living room area is cut open and 4 crew members from the other fighter ship enter and will open fire on the crew. 2 shots are at Kragg, 1 at Glug-Glug, and 1 at Bravus. Glug-Glug and Bravus are able to easily avoid the shots, but as Kragg turns to engage, he takes 2 directly to the chest. Kragg takes 41 radiant damage, bringing him down to 94 points of health.
Bravus, they've made it in, haven't they? You've seen what my men can do. Let us dispense with this charade. Surrender and fight me alone, or I will destroy your ship and everyone inside.
Hey, boss, stop picking up the phone. It's gonna be him every time.
Bravus boss takes a look around at the crew, comes to the realization that we may be outnumbered here. All right, champ, let's have a little get-together.
Bravus boss! You cannot be serious right now! We're just getting started with the violencing!
Well, buddy, I don't want to stop you from doing any violencing, but you took a pretty heavy hit to that chest of yours. I want to see what this guy has to say. Up close, personal, I want to smell him.
Meet me on the moon below. My men will cease fire until
To the frigid deathlands of Erangel, I send thee!
Kragg barrels out of the gunner's position, activates the mace of his people, and launches into the 4 invaders, full of rage and swinging wildly. 16 to hit.
Hit.
Another 16.
2 hits.
20 damage on the first invader.
Who drops immediately.
14 on the second.
Who also drops.
The second one is cleaved straight down the middle with Kragg's mace.
There is a moment of confusion. You all look to the Doom Herald, which suddenly vanishes from the sky. There is a moment of quiet, and then it reappears, coming out of warp, just a few feet from the boss's office at a full ram.
Gozzik pushes the thrusters all the way forward, to the horror of his own crew.
But with a wild throw from Glug-Glug at the helm, the boss's office is able to just avoid the ship, now mere feet away.
Oh yeah! Can anyone else feel that? That was exciting. That was fun. All right, Cosdick, you want to have a meeting, right? You want to ram me? You gotta buy me a drink first. Bravus slams his palm down, ending the call. All right, folks, let's ram this bad boy.
Boss, if we ram the ship, we're all gonna die.
I've got that covered, Todd. Glug-Glug, as we're ramming, can you transport us onto their ship?
Glug-Glug, try warp chug?
Oh, those eyes are telling me yes.
Actually what he said was...
There are still 2 invaders on the ship!
Bravus pushes every thruster to go pedal to the metal, full speed ahead.
Bravus, roll a ram attack.
28.
Hit. The boss's office smashes into the side of the dreadnought. Woo! A massive hole punches through the side of both ships, dealing catastrophic damage to the boss's office.
Alera turns to the nearest Plutonian and engages her laser sword. Finally, some violence I can do. And she attacks. Nat 20. 54 damage.
Alera pushes her laser sword straight through the attacker and continues on, shish kebabbing both of the remaining Plutonians in one hit.
Todd explodes up from the engine room, discarding his torch and mask, runs to the medical fridge, grabs everything he can carry, runs over to Glug-Glug, still sitting in the co-pilot chair, and jams everything into their back cooler.
Sorry, I'll tell you next time. I'm sorry. All right, boss, let's do this.
Todd gives Bravus Boss a high five and activates a warding bond bracer as a shimmering shield appears over both Todd and Bravus.
That's why I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
Glug-Glug slams their fist down on a button with a post-it note that says teleporter.
And the crew of the boss's office vanishes and reappears on the bridge of the Doom Herald. Nearly 50 guns, all raised in unison, pointed at the crew. But Gazik quickly puts up a hand.
Stand down. This is between me and Bravus Boss.
You finally see Gazik Ravenswolfs standing at his full height of at least 7 feet, not on a monitor, not a small square in a heads-up display, the real guy. His grav harness and tech bracers are adorned with the bones and teeth of past victims, and the skull of an Osgalaban Croth vulture is integrated into his shoulder pad. A laser pistol the size of a small rifle by human standards hangs on his hip, and in his bony, gnarled hands, he holds Doomsday, his Gauss blade. The massive weapon resembles a medieval battle axe, but much more futuristic looking, and with an electromagnetic field generator housed in the head behind the blade. His gold eyes light up, and you register hatred, but also surprise.
This Bravus Boss.
You see steam come out of his respiratory implant.
This way is better. Won't you agree?
Bravus Boss takes in the behemoth in front of him, fully realizing the situation he's got himself into. A smirk creeps across his face. Honestly, what you were saying before, it made me think. I haven't done right by you, have I? But now, standing here, in front of you, I mean, you're a big guy, but look at all these guys you had to have your back. I, on the other hand, I have a small crew. You know what a real man would do. Let's get rid of some chaff. The extra. Prove you have what it takes without any of the backup. Send them into space.
Bravus, roll a persuasion check.
14.
Todd whispers to Bravus, say deep space, it's scary.
Send them into deep space.
And Todd lends Bravus his flash of genius, raising it to an 18.
Gazik looks at the crew, looks at the legion that he has assembled over the last several years, and in one motion, pulls his pistol, fires at a window above the upper decks where they are assembled, and nearly half of the number are drawn out into the vacuum of space in an instant. Everyone make a strength save to avoid being pulled.
28.
Nat 20.
Dirty 20.
2.
10.
With her suction cup boots firmly engaged on the ground, Alera looks around and yawns.
Everyone is able to hold their ground except Todd and Glug-Glug, who are pulled up towards the upper decks. However, with a nat 20, Kragg is able to get a hand on Todd before he gets too far away.
Kragg, with his massive hand, just face palms Todd and slams him down onto the deck.
I have you!
Glug-Glug, no!
Glug-Glug is pulled up towards the broken window, but is not yet yanked out into space.
Gazik rushes forward, almost as if the sudden change in cabin pressure does not affect him, and brings Doomsday directly down at Bravus's head. 19, another 19, 24.
Gazik unleashes 3 devastating attacks with Doomsday for 29 total damage to Bravus and 29 to Todd, who takes half of the damage thanks to his warded bond, bringing Bravus down to 93 total health and Todd down to 24 total health.
His articulated feet grasping at things on the ground and slowly pulling him towards Gazik. Kragg activates a hardlight shield in one hand and his mace in the other and goes to attack Gazik. 29.
Hit.
22.
For the second attack, Gazik brings Doomsday up in a parrying maneuver and is able to push the attack off of himself. Only the first attack will hit. Roll damage.
23 radiant damage.
Today is the day for our transcendent deaths!
Gazik barely turns his attention towards Kragg, and uses some of his legendary abilities that he's learned as a Plutonian commander and lashes out with Doomsday. 21.
Dealing 14 slashing damage, reduced to 7, and 9 force damage, bringing Kragg down to 78 total points of health.
Bravus, after just taking a brutal hit, pulls his feet up and places the jets of his rocket boots towards Gazik's face to put distance between him and Gazik. As he rockets backwards across the ship, he readies his guitar gun and takes one mighty strum, aiming, you guessed it, for Gazik's head.
Bravus, roll your attacks with advantage thanks to Kragg's mighty scream.
30, 17,
1 hit. Roll damage.
19.
That will not stop me, Bravus.
Alera spins her laser sword, runs up to Gazik and attacks. 29.
Hit. Roll damage.
23 damage, and then strikes again with her action surge. 24.
Another hit.
For an additional 15 damage. After hitting him a second time, Alera darts behind Kragg, disengaging.
Quicker than his massive frame should allow, Gazik darts past Alera and Kragg back up to the target of his revenge, Bravus Boss.
Todd, still reeling from the warding bond damage absorption, rises, flies over to where Bravus and Gazik are fighting. As soon as he gets adjacent to Bravus Boss, he clicks a button on his belt. Todd's Steel Defender crawls up his back and latches on to Bravus instead. Good luck, buddy. Todd clicks a button on Bravus's suit, activating the invisibility camo field that he already installed on Bravus's armor. As Todd gets behind Bravus, a red syringe enters his own neck. He presses the plunger down and becomes a more bestial Scottish Terrier, gaining 11 temporary hit points.
Gazik responds by bringing Doomsday down on Todd. 27.
Todd takes 26 damage, cutting through his temporary hit points and bringing him down to 9 total points of health.
Todd activates a repulsor shield, expending one of its charges to blast Gazik 15 feet away after that attack.
Glug-Glug, try warp jug!
Glug-Glug is still hurtling towards the broken window.
Little tiny air boosters pop out of Glug-Glug's shoulders as they correct themselves and begin to fly forward towards Todd.
Moving at insanely quick speeds, Glug-Glug is able to reach any of his crew in a single turn.
Glug-Glug reaches into their rear, searching for a health syringe, takes one out, and jams it directly into Todd's neck.
Todd is healed for 7 points of health, bringing him back up to 16 total hit points.
All right. Oh, that's good stuff, thanks.
Gazik, furious that he dispensed with his men and these people are helping Bravus, charges straight at the petulant soda machine, cleaving his Gauss blade toward them. It's a 16. 16.
Glug-Glug is able to just back away from what would have been 2 massive strikes.
Gazik, not accustomed to missing attacks, turns his frustration on an easier target and attacks Todd. 24.
This attack finds its target, dealing 18 damage to Todd and bringing him down to 0 points of health. As Todd falls unconscious, the invisibility wavers, and Bravus is once again visible.
Todd, buddy!
There you are.
And here is Kragg.
Kragg attacks Gazik twice from behind, swinging recklessly. 17 on one.
Miss.
28 on the other.
Hit. Roll damage.
24 radiant damage.
Gazik takes the hit fully on the side of the face. He spits some neon green blood onto the floor and then looks at Kragg and smirks, before raising Doomsday over his head and in a legendary Plutonian slam, bringing it down on the ground, sending out a rippling shockwave.
Everyone other than Alera needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
19.
22.
17.
Glug-Glug and Bravus are able to escape the blast, taking no damage as they rocket into the air, but Kragg and the unconscious Todd are caught in the shockwave. Kragg takes 8 force damage, bringing him down to 70 total points of health, and Todd immediately fails his first death save as the wave of force washes over him.
That's it, Paws Dick. Now you're living on a prayer.
Your love for your friends makes you a coward, Bravus boss.
Actually, it makes me a better lover, you jackass. Bravus now hovering in the air above Gazik, filled with passionate rage, aims his guitar and plays one mighty riff right at his head. 29.
Hit.
15.
The first chord strums right into Gazik, but he is able to avoid the second. Roll your damage.
23.
As the powerful blast from the guitar clips Gazik, you notice blood starting to pool down at the injuries that you have left.
Using her suction cup boots, Alera walks up Kragg's back and over him, needlessly. Once she's on Kragg's shoulders, she jumps into the air, flipping and coming down with her laser sword onto Gazik's head. An 11.
Without looking, Gazik is able to move aside, the sword coming down inches away from his shoulder.
Seeing that her attack has failed, Alera walks up Kragg's front, flips over his head, and stands behind him.
Todd, roll a death saving throw.
3.
Todd has failed 2 death saves.
Let us see how you fare without your fan club.
Gazik whirls on Kragg and brings Doomsday down at the Vosk. 16.
Kragg effortlessly bashes the attack away with his shield.
Do better!
Glug-Glug rummages through his rear once again, takes out another medical syringe, jams it directly into Todd's neck.
Oh my god!
Glug-Glug, try warp chug.
Todd is brought back up to 7 points of health.
Glug-Glug then looks at Gazik, activating their X-ray vision, scanning for any weaknesses or dead men's bombs in their neck, remembering the bomb implanted in the ambassador earlier.
Glug-Glug, make an investigation check.
16.
While Gazik does not have any bomb implants, likely being the one who implanted the other bomb, you do note that his immune system seems to be highly resistant to poison, and his rough skin would ward off any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing attacks that might come his way.
Gazik brings up Doomsday and levels 2 attacks at Kraggashar. 27. 30.
Both hit, dealing 26 total damage, and bringing Kragg down to 44 total points of health.
Gazik goes in for a 3rd attack against Kragg. 30.
The 3rd strike also lands true, dealing 19 more damage, and bringing Kragg down to 25 total points of health.
Yes, finally an adversary worthy enough to send me to my ultimate reward.
Kragg attacks recklessly again. 28 on the first hit, 29 on the second.
Both hit, roll your damage.
38 radiant damage.
Gazik follows up with his own attack. 25.
Doomsday finds its mark, dealing 16 total damage, and bringing Kragg down to 9 points of health.
Bravus, wasting no time, readies his guitar and strums a wicked lick, aiming right for his head. 27. 24.
2 hits, roll damage.
32 total damage.
The radiant blasts hit Gazik in the back of his head.
Gazik looks up at Bravus, enraged, and darts away from Kragg and Alera towards the ship's controls.
This time, Alera just goes around Kragg, runs towards Gazik, and then presses the opalescent button on her suit, teleporting the rest of the way until she is right behind him. She wields her laser sword and slices across his chest. 21.
Turning on his heel, Gazik catches the sword in his hand, stopping its trajectory and parrying the blow.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Gazik brings Doomsday around and slashes up at Alera in an uppercut. 23.
Oh, okay.
The mighty axe comes up, dealing 22 damage, but Alera is able to dodge out of the way, taking only 11, bringing her down to 104 points of health.
Todd, using the moment that Gazik is distracted, rockets toward the control panel and attempts to instantly plot a course directly downward into the moon below.
Todd, give me a technology check.
Botch.
Unfamiliar with the Plutonian control system, Todd presses a button at random, and a countdown begins.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Okay, I shouldn't have pressed that.
10 seconds till self-destruct.
Todd, deciding to roll with it, takes out his demotion rod that he usually uses for maintenance purposes, places it over the controls, button side down, before activating it and locking the mechanism in place, making the cancellation controls inaccessible.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Gozik's fang-filled maw spreads into an ear-to-ear grin.
Great minds do think alike, little dog.
Wait, you were trying to do that? This is your ship.
He turns his gaze up to Bravus, making direct eye contact.
I do not need to win for you to lose.
Glug-Glug, try warp jug! Glug-Glug sprints towards Gazik and attacks with their sparking fists. 24.
Hit.
27.
Hit.
And unleashes a flurry of blows. 25.
Hit.
18.
Miss.
With each strike, Glug-Glug attempts to stun Gazik.
While the stunning has no effect, the fists do land.
32 points of damage.
Gazik looks in disbelief at the rogue vending machine, legitimately shaken by that onslaught of attacks. He looks down at the countdown counter and then back up at his main quarry and engages his rocket boots, flying straight at Bravus.
Glug-Glug strikes out with an uppercut. 16.
But it misses as Gazik goes rocketing towards Bravus.
Gazik is going to make 2 attacks at Bravus with Doomsday. 25, 21.
Gazik brings Doomsday down towards Bravus for 2 devastating attacks, dealing 28 total damage and bringing Bravus down to 65 total points of health.
Still in midair, Gazik's hand shoots out at Bravus's throat in an attempt to grapple him.
Bravus, make an opposed check.
22.
With a 24, Bravus is grappled in the Barbarian Prince's embrace.
A massive singular rocket on Kragg's back explodes into life, and he makes a smoking beeline towards the grappled duo, attempting to grapple Gazik himself. 29.
I will not be denied my what?
Kragg smashes into the entangled duo, and all 3 fall towards the floor of the Doom Herald, propelled by Kragg's rocket booster. Everyone takes 3 bludgeoning damage on hitting the ground, halved for Kragg. Kragg is brought down to 8 points of health, and Bravus is brought down to 62 points of health.
Still prone on the ground, Kragg swings recklessly at the Barbarian. 26.
Hit. Roll your damage.
25.
Describe it.
Kragg gets into the exact same position he would take if he were swinging from standing, but laying on his side.
This is Vinthrax, foe drinker, mace of my people, bequeathed to me by my broodsire as he lay transcending at the Battle of Despair Gorge. There is no honor in your death. Welcome to Erangul.
And Kragg completely decimates Gazik's head with his mace.
The Plutonian Prince lies limp on the floor of his own ship, as in the background, a timer ticks down.
6 seconds till self-destruct. 5 seconds till self-destruct.
We gotta get out of here!
Alera quickly looks around for anything valuable in the ship before teleporting back.
Make an investigation check.
11.
Alera is only able to find Doomsday, the mighty axe once held by the Barbarian Prince.
Alera pries Doomsday out of Gazik's corpse hands, and then she presses the opalescent button on her suit and teleports back to the boss's office.
Okay, guess she's just going without us.
Todd reaches over to Bravus and helps him up.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, Todd. With an ironclad fist, I wake up and I French kiss the morning.
Yeah, okay, me too.
Todd activates another thing on his wrist bracer, and little plasma space helmets suddenly appear over Kragg, Bravus, and Todd's head as he casts Air Bubble.
Let's get out of here.
And Todd immediately makes for the hole still in the windshield of the Doom Herald.
Kragg rips off the Croth Vulture shoulder pauldron from Gazik and straps it to his own body before making sure that Gazik is nowhere near his weapons and therefore is ensured the fate of winding up in Erangul, the Frost Wasteland, and then pushes off towards the hole as well.
Glug-Glug activates their boosters once again, speeding out of the Dreadnought. Glug-Glug turns back, floating in space.
Glug-Glug, try warp jack.
As the crew of the boss's office pushes off into the void of space, they watch as from the center engines, the ship catches light and the Doom Herald explodes. The firework-like effects light up the dark of space as the crew looks on.
Bravus, with a glint in his eye, as if watching birthday candles being presented to him.
You never cease to surprise me, gang. And what do we say? When the world gets in our face, have a nice day.
Hey, where's the ship?
Oh my god, Alera! We never got to satisfy that tension between us.
Suddenly, you all hear a sound not unlike a car horn as the crew's comms crackle into life.
Get in, losers!
Bravus looks at Todd.
Oh, sweet. I still have a chance, buddy.
The only man who is called the boss is shining like a star. He smashes through your trials, fools, like glasses in a bar. The only man who is called the boss is soaring across the sky. You wanna push your luck, he'll fucking punch you in the eye. The last thing you see before you die is...
This has been a Hero Club production, produced by Nick Williams, George Primavera, and Jack Quaid, with associate producers Marty Abbe-Schneider and Dylan McCollum. Voice acting by Gabe Greenspan, Benjamin Watts, George Primavera, Nick Williams, Dylan McCollum, Lelia Symington, and Marty Abbe-Schneider. Theme song composed and produced by Matthew McCollum. Follow us on Instagram at Hero Club Podcast and on twitch.tv/hero_club. And check out our website, heroclubpodcast.com. Thanks for listening and welcome to the club.